Y'all, I am officially freaking lost, believe it or not. It's only happened to me one other time in my life that I've gotten lost. I walked about 100 feet off the trail to what I thought was a chanterelle patch, which turned out to be a false chanterelle, and now I have been looking for 10 minutes here back and forth trying to find that trail, and I can't. Hello everyone. Glad you can make it back. Today we're gonna go on a little hike. Maybe do some mushroom hunting, foraging, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I'm not going to film my whole hike here, so we'll catch back up with you when we find some mushrooms. Y'all, I am lost. Officially lost. I went off the trail about 200 feet to what I thought was a chanterelle patch, which turned out to be false chanterelles, and I am totally lost. This is what I'm looking at. I don't know which way is north, south. I just know if I go south, I know that if I go south, I'll get back on the trail. So, well, this would be a perfect time to show y'all what I use when I go hiking and do my outdoors stuff. I'm not sure how well you're gonna be able to see it on the camera, but I have a little survival kit I wear on my belt. Hope you can see that. Got 2 D-rings it goes through. So I gotta get in my kit and get my compass out, so I might as well do a video for y'all on what my little kit consists of and show you how easy it is to put together, and it can be a lifesaver. Alrighty, here we go. As I showed you earlier, this is my little survival kit. Weighs in at just under 1 pound, believe it or not. It's about 4 by 9 inches by 2 inches tall. I got it at Walmart. I believe it's a Plano 3400 for $5. If that was incorrect, I'll put it right here. The first obstacle I had was, how am I going to attach this? Am I going to have to carry it in a backpack, pocket, whatever? So what I did, I drilled 2 holes. There's these 2 tabs right here. I just drilled 2 holes. Bought a couple carabiners that are about $2. Put them on there like that. And that way you can just stick your belt through there like that. It secures it. The secondary way is I had 2 extra large Ranger bands as a backup in case one of those breaks or whatever. I can just put my belt, through that. These Ranger bands also double as a tourniquet. You can also use them for an improvised slingshot. So we're going to work from the outside in here what we got. You'll see right here, Gorilla Tape, best tape on the planet. I don't want to take it all apart, but just to show you, I've got these 2 outer pieces here holding this inner piece, which is folded up. I believe I probably got 3 feet folded up, something like that. And I just put these on the outside to secure it on the outside. So, it has 3 heavy-duty clasps. I guess that's what you call it, a clasp. So, let's open it up, see what's in it. y'all. Gonna break in here real quick. Started editing the video. I just can't subject y'all to the horrible camera work and the even worse audio. So this portion of the video has been redone. And obviously, if you're seeing this, and I made it out of my little predicament I was in. So I gotta keep my hands off the table too because I'm shaking that. So, alright. These are the two D-rings. I'm not sure where I left off, but these are the two D-rings that we use to attach to the belt. Like I said, we went over the Ranger bands, the duct tape, actually Gorilla Tape. So I'm going to open this up here. And this is how I got everything packed. So let's just start off right here. This is, I try to keep things in little individual packets, grouping as like, you know, for what they're used for. This would be a little packet of fire starting. Got some dryer lint in there. These wax coated fire starters I got from Grimm Workshop. There's these little white uncoated cotton ones, and I'm not sure if y'all can see too well, there's a little miniature magnifying glass in there. This is the fishing line. Let's go through here. I'm gonna keep this all. I've got looks like a 20-pound, an 8-pound test, and some braided there for our fishing kit. Also for the fishing kit, I've got a little lure pack here. Got some soft plastics, a couple of flies, and this little, I forget what this thing's called, spool. I got it from Grimm Workshop. Got some fishing line spooled up on this. And I've got another fishing little packet here. It's got sinkers in it, different size hooks, and a little tiny spinnerbait. I'm really trying to avoid taking everything out and repacking it, so you can kind of get the drift here. This would be our emergency sewing kit. Just got some needles, straight pins, some buttons, and for the thread I made a little thing here to spool some. I just cut a card down, spooled some thread on it right there like that. While we got this open, I need to check. These little miniature glow sticks are pretty old. I have my doubts of whether they work, so let's try one real quick. I'll be really surprised if it does. Glow sticks do have I think a pretty short shelf life, maybe a year or so. So let's try this orange one. It'd be a miracle if it works. Yeah, I didn't think it would. Yeah, see, they're no good, so I don't think they're glowing. No, they're no good. Let's go ahead and take those out of that little kit there. Just taking up room. Got some lifeboat matches with a striking surface there, waterproof, keeping along with the fire starting. I should have labeled that there. That's all my fire starting stuff. Nick, how's this looking right here? Can you see this down here?
Yeah, I think so.
This right here? You can see this?
Let me see. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
I think.
Let me organize this here. It's fishing stuff, sewing, fire starting. Got some bank line, probably 12 feet. You can never have too much line. If I could put more in my kit, I definitely would. Good old bank line. Hand saw. I guess you call it a hand saw. Not a chainsaw. A corded saw. I don't know what you call it. Y'all have seen them. That's pretty indicative of a survival kit. I think they all have that little thing in there. Normally I carry a knife everywhere I go, so this would be an extra knife. Looks like an old little Spyderco knife, although it's not. I believe it's well, it says Maxim. No, made in China, but it's a cool little knife. Snare wire. Be sure and pre-cut your snare wire lengths so you're not having to do that in the field. This is definitely going to get replaced with some green picture hanging wire. It works really good. I don't care for this. Apparently it's all I had at the time. I mean, it would work. It's not coated. I'm sure you can see this a mile away. A signal mirror. Going with the fishing, I've got a little miniature bobber. Razor blade. Gotta have a razor blade, you know, multi-purpose, don't need to go into it. Little miniature first aid kit. I've got some anti-diarrheal in it, burn gel, I believe some Benadryl, Tylenol, ibuprofen, some butterfly bandages. That really needs to go in my other packet that I'm about to show you here. This is the other packet I've got, held together with some paper clips. Paper clips are multi-purpose. Make a hook out of it if you need to, you know. Don't need to go into that. This has a little drinking cup. Probably got that out of some little gift bag I got at the fair or something. Stainless, not sanitized, but I just lost the wording of it. Well, it's the tip of my tongue. Sterile surgical blade. I would, somewhere down the road, like to get a ceramic scalpel blade. Just got some alcohol wipes, different assorted band-aids in here, some gauze, so on and so forth. Fairly straightforward. Let's put this back together here. Jake, I'm doing a video, dude. I don't want to hear your licking. Oh yeah, this also some aluminum foil. Don't need to explain that. Everybody knows why we need aluminum foil. Multi-purpose. Just do that there. Put this all back together real quick here. Jake, please stop. Nobody wants to, they don't want to hear your licking, okay? Don't want to hear it. Alright, now, probably not going to see this in a whole lot of survival kits, but I actually carry sutures. This also doubles for fishing purposes if you need it, but I do know how to do sutures. I've done sutures in myself for emergency. In an emergency situation, we were canoeing out in the middle of nowhere. So, you know, there may be a situation where butterfly bandages ain't gonna cut it. So yeah, sutures in there. About 6 packs of, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 individual water purification tablets wrapped around with a rubber band, not only to hold this together, but you never know when you need a rubber band. Lighter, you know, I honestly would use this first before I would try to use my fire starting stuff. I just use this. I always want to have redundancy in your survival kit, so like I said, I've got my, coming up next, my ferro rod. Also has a pretty decent little compass on it, believe it or not. It's surprisingly pretty decent. This is take this apart like so. Expose your ferro rod. Take this other part off here to Butterfingers today. So works good. This also has a hole in it so you can hold on to it. And honestly, I've got another one of these. It's a different color. I think it's red. I will be changing this out. Black is not the best idea because sometimes these things get, when you're starting a fire, you'll lay it on the ground and then you're not going to be able to find it. So I will be changing this to, I think, a red one. I've just got to find them. Most kits have a little button light. Is that what it's called? A little button light you hold down. I'm actually using a little mini mag light. It's not the brightest, but I don't have to sit there and hold that button down. You know, works pretty good. Probably lasts longer than a little button. Is that what it's called? A little button light. I think that's what it's called. And of course, y'all know I'm into Grim Survival. I belong to their subscription service. This is just a card that I found really useful. Thought I'd throw this in there too. It's got a spear point. Gives you a little backup knife. Hooks. Some little like flasher things you can use as lures. I guess you'd call that, like, looks like a spoon. Got a little needle. File here. And it's got this other, what is it called? Deadfall trap trigger thing here. So that's gonna wrap it up. There are two things that I need to put in here that I do not have in here. Can you guess what it is? No, that's not it. Take another guess. You're getting close. Actually, I need a decent little button compass. I don't want to rely on this one here. And again, redundancy is great. So I'd have two compasses. Also need an emergency whistle. And it's not necessary, but I've recently run across the Kevlar line people use in their escape, evasion, and escape kits, their sear kits, that you can use the line to cut flexi cuffs. But you can also use that line to cut wood, believe it or not. So, and you know, it also doubles as cordage too. So I'll definitely be getting some Kevlar line, and I think it would probably be about the 200-pound test because it's pretty thin when it's 200-pound test. I guess that wraps it up for my kit. Also, my little container here, although I would prefer metal that I could use to cook in, it is waterproof. This can hold water. And most importantly, your kit is worthless to you if you don't know how to use it. So training is everything. I'm going to age myself, and back in my day we didn't have the internet, so we obviously didn't have YouTube. There's some amazing videos and channels on YouTube that you literally can just soak it up like a sponge and just absorb all the information. But back in my day, you either had to take a course or you had to go to something called the library, pick out a book and read it. I actually was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to take a survival course for my Wilderness Survival Merit Badge. Even better, the instructor was the instructor. The instructor for the course was also the instructor that taught the pilots at the local Air Force base. So to say that that course was in-depth is an understatement. To this day, one of the best courses I've ever taken in my life. So, you know, that being said, knowledge is everything when it comes to survival. Well, that's going to conclude our video for today. I hope you learned something. Like I said, that kit is literally just under 1 pound. It's hard to believe. In fact, I didn't believe it when I put it on the scale, but it's under 1 pound. So, like I said, I hope you learned something today. again, thanks for stopping by, and I got my compass now. I'm headed south. I know I'll run into the trail. Trail runs east and west. So we'll catch you next time.